And I told him, I said, that's not Everman. He says, well, I live in Everman. I said, I don't care where you live, but that's not in our jurisdiction. So
That's
I finally
not
told him, I
Everman, it's
said,
fucking Fort Worth.
I finally told him, I said, go do me a favor, go get a bill. One of your damn bills. What does that got to do with it? I said, get one of your bills. Okay. So I got one of his, he got his bill, and I said, read your address out to me.
Spencer can hear you.
Huh? Who?
Spencer.
Hey, boss.
Oh, is he on? Spencer on already?
Yeah, he's already on.
Where is he?
Hey guys.
Sorry. I'm trying to teach them to behave.
You didn't catch most of that, did you? Give me a bill. I got one of his, he got his bill, and I said, read your address out to me. Somebody rubbed it in my face this morning. I went up to I went in to get my temperature done. When I saw these and all that stuff, somebody got a brand new blue Blazer car and they were running.
Yes, it's Elsa. I got it. So you just get yourself on a.
Okay, y'all are good and
Okay.
set up.
All right, Marty, hop
The
up.
mo-
Hey guys, just a reminder, we're live on the internet too, so anybody can join in. So I've got you muted for the moment.
Unmuted.
Oh.
So what we're getting is that this big entertainment.
Oh man, that's huge.
Figure we'll be able to put the printer and stuff on that. Have the monitor and the keyboard there. Have the actual like the motherboard and everything else, CPU down in this. And until we get those filing cabinets, we can use these for a lot of the files and whatnot.
Oh, there's a lot of room in there for that.
I think we should. Nothing else, we could just rearrange and put it on that wall with the window. And then that way the thing that provides our internet, that big white box, can actually like sit up on top of it. You know what I mean?
Two of you are going to end up in so much trouble.
Why? Well, Michael.
Because not only is it on a board meeting, but it's live on YouTube. Hello. Hello.
Placing device.
Turn off.
What's he doing on there?
Do all this over.
Hey, Sarge.
Hello.
I love that little girl, but she is so loud.
Placing device. Placing device.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
I just walked in the door 2 minutes ago.
Oh, good timing. Good evening.
Okay, now I don't need any wrecks. I don't need any ambulances. Everybody just keep driving, right? It's going to be a fast meeting.
Amen.
All right, let me get some paper. Everybody gearing up for Thanksgiving next week? Or Mama is, right?
Yeah.
Too early to tell.
Oh, we're also gearing up for a wedding. Our son's getting married Black Friday.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And a little on the crazy side.
We're not having a Thanksgiving gathering this year.
How come?
Just because of the the kids and the school thing, and Steve's daughters are teachers and all that, and
Gotcha.
yeah, we're trying to keep it safe.
Gotcha. Totally understand.
Yeah.
So do a Zoom meeting. Everybody get their
We
food.
might
sit
drive
there and
by and
eat.
wave at them,
Well, I got 5:59. Is everybody on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is the vet joining us tonight or no?
I don't know. I sent everything to him. I haven't heard from him.
I didn't get a reply either, so.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard from him in a while.
and
What about
Dr. Burke?
Lisa?
Okay. Other than that, yes, everybody else is here.
Okay. I don't think Lisa is on this anymore.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So we got,
This is the most slim picking board we have.
whoops.
Yeah, we need to get some more folks on here.
Okay. So we have Martin and Michael, Judy, Spencer, and Susie.
You also have James Robinson here as well.
Thank you, James Robinson.
I saw that name and I thought, well, wait a minute, somebody else is here.
I'll introduce them to you guys here when we get down to that.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
All right. It is 6 o'clock. We're going. I'm going to call this meeting to order, 6 p.m., November 18th, 2020. It says consent agenda, reading the minutes of the regular meeting from July 16th, 2020. You do not have that agenda. I'm still fighting with that agenda. My Chromebook will not open Word documents. So I'm going to have to do this on my home computer. I've been fighting with this for a while. And next meeting, you will get the minutes from July meeting and this meeting. So moving on from number 3, that's why this is going to be real fast. Now, do I need to read? I just skipped right over that. Some members of the advisory board thing. Do I need to read that?
To be compliant with the law, yes, ma'am, you do.
Well, then I will be compliant. Y'all give me a minute. Some members of the advisory board may participate via telephone or video conference. A quorum may or may not be physically present in the city hall chambers. According to the Texas Government Code 551.127, subsection A2. Citizens wishing to make comments should email place4@evermantx.net or call 817-690-3256. Citizens' comments received prior to the meeting adjournment will be read to the board. To view this meeting on live
You
stream,
don't have to read this part, ma'am.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to keep reading. Okay, so now we're compliant. Recognition of those present. So we did that. And Chief, would you recognize James Robinson, please?
Yes, ma'am. So to be 100% honest with you, my plate has gotten a little full, as I'm sure you can imagine. Back several months ago, we've restructured code enforcement animal control to fall underneath me as the police chief. Sergeant Robinson has actually been working over the last few months a few times with both animal control officers. So what I'd like to propose to the board and get your approval on is, to be 100% honest with you, I've been somewhat neglectful to these guys. They are phenomenal, but I don't have the opportunity to visit with them or talk with them as much as I would like to, just because of how full my plate gets. And Robinson oversees our criminal investigations division. And I think he would be a good one to be kind of the first line for them to go to. I will still obviously be here. I'll be their resource and do whatever I can. But I'd like to put animal control and code enforcement directly underneath Sergeant Robinson, with his experience and expertise and investigations and being able to help them out. He already fills in that role as it stands right now when they have anything major that pops up. Him and Detective Morgan team up with animal control to issue citations or complete investigations, whatever needs to happen. So there's already a working relationship building there. But Sergeant Robinson will have the time to kind of dedicate a little bit more to them and make sure that they have everything they need, and we're not neglecting them or overlooking anything that our animal control officers or code enforcement might need. These guys are phenomenal animal control officers. They do a fantastic job. They don't ever beg or borrow for anything. But at the same token, I want to make sure that we're not neglecting them, and that they have all the attention they need and have all the equipment they need, support that they need from above. I want to make sure we're not overlooking that.
So basically, James is going to just kind of fill in your place then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel about that, James?
Oh, I'm good with it.
All right. James, are you in a car? You look kind of dark.
Yeah, we're headed to get the kids.
Oh, see,
Oh,
that's
my.
the one good thing about, I guess maybe good. You can do meetings and drive at the same time.
I think he's riding
Really
passenger. If not, he doesn't have any hands on the wheel. One of the two.
Well, how about Michael and Martin? Are y'all okay with that?
I'm perfectly
Yeah,
okay
I'm
with
fine
that.
with that, yeah.
Okay, just thought I'd ask. I'm okay with it.
Robinson in the past, he's always been there for us,
Right.
and if not him, if he's having to go out on a call or something like that, he's like, hey, hook up with Morgan, and both those guys, as Chief described us, both of them are phenomenal. They really are.
Okay,
Good.
cool. All right, so Sergeant Robinson is going, and then Detective Morgan, exactly what are they going to be doing? Are they going to be on the board together?
Well, they're not going to serve on the board, so they'll serve as their supervisor. Essentially, the animal control and code enforcement will fall underneath them,
Gotcha.
and they'll serve that supervisory role, making sure that anything these guys need is taken care of. So
Okay,
essentially falling underneath the chain of command of the police department like they were before, but getting somebody that's a direct resource for them without having to come all the way over to the city manager's office every time they need anything.
gotcha.
They've got somebody right there that can address their needs immediately and get it taken care of. And of course, if it's any big issue, Robinson and I talk every day. Animal control guys and I talk almost every day. I only get to blast about 2 minutes of my time for them a day. I just tend to get overwhelmed, and I don't want them feeling neglected or like we're not paying any attention to them. It's just not fair to them. So we can make sure that they have a resource ready for them and right there available anytime they need it.
Gotcha. I like it. You are extremely busy. If this is a good thing for you, then do it. Okay, so that recognizes everyone present. We're going to skip over the consent agenda or take care of it next time. I don't see any. Let me get over there and look. Y'all hang on a second. Hope I don't hang up on you. Okay, at this point, I don't see any citizens' comments. So, unfinished business. Now, in all honesty, when we met in July, COVID was raging. The city hall had been shut down. Multitudes of things had been coming and going, and we didn't have anything to report on. I mean, this is basically the agenda from the July meeting. Nothing had been done. It wasn't anybody's fault. It just is. It happened. So I thought I'd pop them back on the agenda for tonight and see if anything has come up on any of these. And it's okay if nothing has, because we're still dealing with this confounded COVID. But at least it'll give us an idea of where we stand. Okay, so unfinished business, grants for dog park update.
Yes and no.
Okay,
One of the things that we're trying to do as a city overall is partner with Vickers. Vickers is a grant writing firm. They're a company. The city of Everman has missed out on a multitude of grant opportunities over the years, mainly because we just don't have the staff or the training or the expertise to focus on these grants like we could be able to or should be able to. Therefore, we miss out on a lot of opportunities. What Vickers does is they are a third-party firm that works with the city. And all of this kind of comes into play with the CIP on what we're working on the other side. We do have dog park plans being placed into that CIP plan.
Ooh.
And what will happen is that CIP as a whole will be given to the company Vickers. And then their job will be at a contract rate of roughly $1,000 to $5,000 a year, depending on how many grants we're looking to apply for. Their job is to go out and seek the funding, the grant funds for these types of projects. So the dog park will be one of those projects that we're looking to seek for funding on.
okay.
Vickers has about a 75% success rate on applications with grants. So we will more than make our money back on the grant applications we're looking to submit.
Really? Okay, Judy, would you like to say something about anything about the dog park? Kind of what we're expecting? You don't have to.
Okay, but have we decided on where we're still looking at that land that we were talking about over off of Enon?
Yeah, the last I heard is that we were planning, or the plan was that was told to me, is that we're looking to utilize that electrical easement area that
Right,
stretches from
right.
Enon to Everman Parkway, right off kind of between Floyd and Christopher area.
So that's the only thing we're looking at then.
That's the only area that I know of. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the easement
Yes.
with the electrical company. Don't we need to get their permission?
No, ma'am, we actually own that property and they just have easement access there. So
Oh,
we
okay,
we
okay.
can do it there. Now, what we have to make sure of is we have to make sure that we have an interlocal agreement about ease of access and that we do not impede their access on the electrical easement. So they
Right,
still have to be able to get vehicles in and so forth if needed. The other thing that ties in with is the recent sexual sex offender registration
Oh,
ordinance that was just passed.
right.
Because these will be established parks, which will increase our child safety zone areas within the city.
okay,
So all of this
Now-
is kind of coming together here.
okay. As far as the dog park goes, what we've discussed in the past is not just a place to walk your dog up and down. What we've really kind of had an idea of is extremely similar to Fort Wolf, WOOF, in North Fort Worth. It's actually a fenced-in area that on one side of it, probably 2/3 of it is for big dogs, and the other 1/3 is for small dogs. And it's completely fenced in. It's got little dog runny things that they can squiggle through or jump over, that kind of thing. And it's got running water, or it's got a tap, so you can turn the water on and there's a big pan so the dogs in the park can have a drink. Now, that's what Fort Wolf looks like. That's sort of what we've had in mind from the beginning.
Okay.
You can walk your dog anywhere, but we kind of like a dog park where the dogs can go and play. Now, it may not wind up that way, but that's what we were thinking for starters for the dog park.
Okay.
It
That's-
got real quiet.
No, that's okay. I was
Okay.
just listening. I'm gonna go pay a visit to Fort Wolf
Yes,
and take a look so I can get a good idea of what you're looking at.
it's great. It's a drive, but my daughter and I take our dogs up there, and there's places to sit, and we sit and they just run and bark and play.
Okay.
It's a great thing. Anyway, so if you would, please, that's sort of what we've had in mind. And it like I say, it may not work out in the long run, but let's kind of
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, if not, we need to kind of think on designing something or,
Yeah, something.
yeah.
Now,
Okay.
are people going to have to get permits to go in there? And the reason I ask is that if somebody doesn't have their dog vaccinated against anything like parvo or rabies, and an incident occurs, if we have an incident to where somebody takes their puppy up there and it potties there, and the parvo gets into the ground, or something like that, and another animal contracts it, how is there any type of preventative measure we can use on that?
Everyone is expected to police their own pets. There are little stations with plastic bags to pick up after your animal. And to my knowledge, I can't remember, it's been a while, but I think it might say your animals need to be vaccinated, but I don't think there's anybody standing there looking for dog tags when you walk in.
We will check
Okay.
with TML on the insurance side to see what requirements there may be from the city as far as maintaining insurance and making sure that we're covered on our end. Michael,
Yes,
if you
sir.
would, why don't you reach out to Fort Worth and see what kind of procedures and policies they have over there to address that?
10-4, we'll do it.
You
That's a
guys
good
done such
idea.
Phenomenal job with some of your ordinances that you presented over here.
I could see how we'd have to have some signs up or something, definitely.
Yeah, this thing's got lots of signs. It's not like just go in there and,
Yeah.
leave your
yeah,
dog and go play somewhere else. You have to be there with your dog.
Right.
And I understand that, but again, especially in the case of parvo, if I'm not mistaken, many years ago, part of the reason we don't do adoption events at parks or anything like that is when Shelby still worked here, Marty and Shelby set up a adoption event, and somebody had let their dog with parvo into the park, and it affected most of the dogs, and sadly they had to be put down. Am I correct in that, Marty?
Yes.
Okay.
We had
Okay.
puppies in there.
Okay, good. Those are the kind of thoughts we need. We don't want to just create something that's fenced in and have people's dogs start dying. That's not what we want at all. But we do want to offer people something, if we can, to let their dogs go play. And those are the kind of good ideas we need for you guys to keep coming up with. Always.
Well,
Just 'cause we-
it's not going to be anytime soon. We know that. So.
Oh, yeah.
If we do it at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's just something to think about.
Okay.
All right. Anything else on the dog park?
No.
Okay. All right. Disaster preparedness plan update. And this is I'm sorry if I sound like I'm shouting. I don't mean to. So the disaster preparedness plan update is our plan for the next time it floods or any kind of disaster. Somebody is looking into, I think Lisa might have been doing it. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Anyway, what kind of plans do we have, or are we still working on that?
I know Lisa was working on that, so I'm gonna go on a limb and say we're still working on that. We'll get with Lisa and find out
Okay, that's fine. That's a good answer.
part of this anymore, so.
Check with
Right.
Lisa. Okay, so our December meeting will be fine to let us know what kind of shape it's in. She got started and stopped. It's still working, whatever.
Right.
We just want to keep moving with it.
Right.
All right, updating the 2020 scheduled meetings due to COVID. I already did that. If you look down there, December 18th. Let me look. I think that might be the wrong date. I can't tell you how
Yeah, December 18th. That's what you
Okay.
got. The clock.
I'm frazzled. We're doing a wedding and everything else. And so, all right, today's the 18th. Yeah, but December 18th is a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. That's what I typed. That's
Okay.
not what I meant.
16th then, right?
Can we move it up to the 10th? Can we get it earlier in the month? Does everybody look at a calendar and if the 10th is okay? Let's do it.
Is that on a Wednesday?
That is a Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. It's fine with me. I don't, it doesn't matter.
Okay, Martin, Michael, y'all okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, Chief?
Yes, ma'am. For some reason, I already have that in my calendar. So
Okay.
6
Yeah,
o'clock?
Wow.
I do. It's on my calendar. I don't know why, but I'll just assume I read your mind.
You're
Oh.
psychic.
Yeah. That's bad. Okay. So, 5C on the agenda, updating our calendar is the same thing as number 7, proposed meetings for the rest of the year. So we're,
Yeah.
instead of December 18th, we're going to make it December 10th at 6 p.m. Okay, that's good. Let's see, new business, COVID-19 plans or adjustments at the shelter. Oh yeah. We just briefly talked about that last time. We were still in the middle of shut down one week, not the next. How are you guys doing out there?
We're doing fine. We're doing precautions out there. Everybody's wearing a mask. We're making people wear masks when they come in.
Okay.
We get tested every morning that we're working. So
Okay.
myself, we've got no problems. It's anybody else coming into the shelter that we want to make sure that
Yes.
they're coming in. So
That's
So
good.
everything's hunky-dory within the COVID-19 baloney.
pretty much. So.
Okay, that's good. That's all we're interested in. Okay. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. All right. Last one is current status of the animals in the shelter. Yeah. How we doing? How many animals we got, et cetera.
We've got 2 dogs, 1 kitten, and 1 old cat. That's it.
2 dogs, 1 cat, 1 kitten,
And 1 old cat.
1 old cat.
Aw.
The cat was just dropped off at the door the other day, and the lady called and said that she's on her way to Wisconsin. Have a good time with my cat.
Well, at least she called you.
Well, yeah, but she was on the
Yeah.
plane already. So
Yeah, of course she was.
The one good thing that is, I won't say the good thing, possibly the only good scenario that has come out of this entire quarantine and COVID-19, we were actually able to do something multiple times that, from my understanding, we have never done before. We cleared it, and it got to the point that we pulled some from Forest Hill, and we cleared it then. We pulled some from Crowley and Forest Hill and Crowley, and we just kept going back and forth. And the next thing we knew, we just got hammered from within the city. And when we did, eventually we got almost everybody adopted out again. But other than that, I mean, it's like we'll get some dogs in and they'll stay with us for a couple of months, and then the right person comes along. But at the time, like last weekend, we had these 2 little kittens that we called the twins. And this very, very sweet young woman from Arlington came in, adopted both of them. I was like, okay, bye. And that's really the best we can do. But other than that, yeah, like Marty said, as it stands, we only have 4 animals total.
That is great.
Y'all done good keeping that shelter cleared out. Very good.
Well, we don't want them.
Well, there was a time when it was the Everman Dog Hotel.
I know it. I mean, we used to have a lot.
there was.
Yes.
Anyway, I got to run, everybody, so,
Yes, you do. And we're done anyway.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. She's got another meeting she's going to. And let me get over here and check in email. There's nothing there. Okay. So it looks like we've covered everything. ACO report is number 9. Do y'all have anything to report?
You're up.
Well,
Not really. I know we're looking over a couple of our old policies,
yes.
possibly making changes, but we want to get that run around with our own city first before we bring that with our personnel.
Okay.
With the chief, with Sergeant Robinson, before we bring that up in a meeting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
Okay.
I can tell you some of the things that we're wanting to change, but again,
Okay.
you have to go through the certain, through the correct chain. Some of it is, you know, in our adoption contract, we think that the animal must be neutered or spayed within a certain amount of time. We would also like to include microchipping. Another one is being able to actually enter someone's backyard if we try to make our presence known, and you know, to do a welfare check on an
We have an
animal.
animal in distress or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, whoa. You said welfare check going
Yes.
into someone's
Yes, ma'am.
backyard for a welfare check?
That a dog has been chained up and it can't move, and we're trying to check on the animal, but it's on the side of the house that we can't see. We would like the ability to announce ourselves and then possibly go into the backyard just to do the welfare check, and then if the dog is okay, we're gone.
Okay, so I thought maybe you meant after you had adopted an animal out, you were gonna go.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. So this is, so
Well,
this is actually for an animal that someone has reported is in distress, or you can hear it, that kind of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And the thing, where we're actually fortunate in that is whenever we do our adoptions, we talk to the people and we tell them, look, you know, drop us a line every now and then. Let us know how we're doing. And I can't tell you how many times people actually fulfill that, you know, little wish of ours. And we get pictures of these dogs laying in beds or, you know, being to the new owner and everything else. And that's actually amazing to us.
And we've actually had people bring the dog up and visit us too.
Yep.
oh, that's so cool. That says a lot about you guys too.
But something, the other two that we'd like to get changed is Fort Worth recently got it to where they will hold an animal for 96 hours. With the size of our city, we actually think that the 72 is a little excessive. From what we've learned, there is no state law stating how long we're supposed to hold on to an animal to give the owner plenty of time for reclamation. So we would actually like to get that cut down to 48, because if somebody comes in from Blue Mound and says, hey, I want to take a look at your dogs, and they fall in love with one, to tell them that they have to wait another 24 hours and then drive back out. I mean, in all honesty, you know, we try to be nice out there, but the problem is that if somebody's not, you know, if they don't notice that their dog is missing within 48 hours, they probably shouldn't have a dog in the first
I'm
place.
sorry, but yes. There's something missing in the house.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay, so you want to propose dropping that from 72 to 98.
48.
But I looked at the 96 and combined numbers. 920. Oh, just skip it. I've got it written down 48. God, I need some supper.
And the final one is, we understand that chickens are currently, people aren't supposed to have them.
Mhm.
We do understand the benefits of them, but what we're wanting to do is still prohibit roosters, but allow chickens. So
Why do you want to prohibit roosters?
Well, that's who your people complain about, the roosters and the noise.
it's not so much the chickens, it's the roosters trying to wake everybody up at 4:30 in the morning.
I like the roosters waking everybody up.
I'll be honest, that's where we're at.
I don't have a rooster. I do not have a chicken.
I don't have a problem with that either, because I get up that early anyway.
She's got a rooster.
But
But I mean, even when I step outside the shelter and the gentleman who has that farm over there, I hear his rooster going off. I'm like, oh my God, shut up already. I mean, and half the time I step outside and he's on the rail. Hello.
So, are you going to consider grandfathering the roosters that are already in town?
that's a possibility,
Possibly, yes.
yeah.
Possibly,
That's a
yes.
possibility, yeah.
I mean, because some people love their roosters.
but
Okay, we'll leave that alone. Keep going.
if somebody has a permit and stuff like that for the chickens, it's something that we would write up to make sure that the chickens are staying contained within their yard as best they can. And, and again, is
See, I like chickens. That's part of being in a small town.
that, and they're delicious. They really are.
And they're delicious. Okay, so if things work out, you'll be ready next month to present these to the meeting or the next time we have a meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm good with that. I don't want to hurry anybody. It's only going to be 3 weeks before we meet again.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. The proposal has already been written.
Ah,
I've got it on my desk.
ah. I'm unhappy with the roosters. I work at Hommel Elementary School, and my duty in the morning is to stand on the front porch and open the door for everybody. And when I'm standing there and I'm basking in the morning sun, I can hear the rooster. There's at least one across the way and down to the east a little. And I don't mean on Chambers property. There's one here in town, and I enjoy hearing it.
Something to deal with.
Oh, well. Okay. All right. So that's pretty good. That was a good ACO report. Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Okay. I'm sorry I took 14 extra minutes.
That's all right.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to do what I can to get the minutes written up for you. It may be in a Google Doc instead of Word, because that's not working for me on this city council laptop. Word doesn't like me. Gotcha. That's what my problem is. Okay, guys, go have some supper. Thank you very much for attending the meeting. And if I don't see you between now and then, we'll see you in December. Happy Thanksgiving.